2025 is bringing a lot of change to the city of Albany, a new police chief and a new district attorney. We'll talk to that new chief, Brendan Cox, who's been the top cop in Albany since last December. But first, the DA's office. It has changed hands for the first time in 20 years. Lee Kinlan now at the helm, tasked with creating a culture of accountability inside and outside the office. Our Tom Eshin took a walk with Kinlan down South Pearl Street.
And this corner and this stretch of road on Madison was a flashpoint last year because some of the business owners said, look, we're trying to keep our businesses open. We're trying to build an economy, but public safety is a concern.
How do you, I guess, almost change a trend, change this system? You know, when it comes to accountability,
Sure.
so it's a mindset, right? I think that's probably what the DA's office helps provide is mentality at the end of the day, right?
Right, and so you can point to the statistics and say, hey, we're 5% safer than we were a year ago. And those are all encouraging numbers, and I give credit to the mayor and I give credit to the police here in Albany. But I think the other part of this is the message, and that is, and it's the same thing I tell my boys when they're doing their homework at night. I say, look, sometimes you got to show the work. And so we're trying to be as open and as transparent as we can so that everybody sees how hard my office is working, how well we're working with the resources of the county and the cities to make sure that people know how much effort is being put into making these streets safer and making sure their tax dollars are being spent well.
And if you think about criminal justice reform and the reasons some of those statutes are put into place at the end of the day, you know, that's more of a long term, right? And how do you continue, I guess, to help those individuals that maybe have had the short end of the stick, that grew up in this neighborhood?
Yeah, and I've represented them in court, and they don't have two nickels to rub together, and they say, all I want is a little bit of fairness. And so you got to make sure that, and we're dealing on a real granular level with a lot of these criminal cases now, is we make sure that they have access to services, access to resources, access to good lawyers, and access to discovery so they know, again, they see the work being put into their case. But one of the things I'm focused on right now is making sure we put the most dangerous people away and we open up more and more opportunities for restorative justice. Because I will say this, we've seen the crime statistics headed generally in the right direction over the past couple of decades. I think that has a lot to do with criminal justice reforms that started here in Albany. And yeah, there have been some stops and starts, and it hasn't been perfect. But I think the arc is always headed in the right direction.
Where do you want your arms to reach, if you want to say it like that, I guess, from terms of your office, in terms of supplying resources and help to people that were walking by here like today?
Well, I understand that you can't prosecute your way out of every problem. So I've got to make sure that my office stays true to the mission of what a district attorney's office can be. You know, we're a box of hammers, but not every problem is a nail.